What is up, guys? Welcome back to another What If on this channel. It's been a while, but we're gonna get back into it with this What If. Alright, so the idea for this What If came from reading Superman's Red Sun series, which, if you don't know, is basically what if Superman was raised by the Soviet Union all the way back in, when the Cold War and everything was going on. And I thought, since Goku and Superman get compared a lot, let's do some similar storylines. So, this is where this What If comes in. What if Goku was raised by the Red Ribbon Army? The story won't be the same, but this is where the concept came from Superman Red Sun. Anyways, enough talking about where the idea came from. Let's actually get into this What If. So the What If begins with Bardock and Gine sending off Kakarot just like they did in the original timeline. And yes, I'm most likely going to be using most of the Broly film. As Goku's pod approaches Earth, it crashes into the moon, causing the pod to fly in a different direction than it was intended to, causing it to land a few miles away from the Red Ribbon base. Because of this, Gohan never finds Goku, so there's not that anymore. Also, the Red Ribbon Army doesn't find Goku just yet. They went to look for the crash site, but they didn't find it. For the next few days, the kid Kakarot mainly spends his time just walking around and trying to find food, so he doesn't die. However, one night, Kakarot looks up at the moon and of course becomes a grade 8. With a giant monkey basically right next to them and destroying the forest, Commander Red orders them to kill him. While they aren't able to kill him, they do massive amounts of damage to Kakarot. So the next morning, Kakarot wakes up unable to move and not knowing why he's basically bleeding out. The person from the Red Ribbon Army to find Kakarot is Colonel Violet and her goons. Colonel Violet would take some liking to this kid, as in the anime she was shown to really care about monkeys, and Goku is very monkey-like thanks to his Saiyan origins. While Kakarot is in the hospital part of the Red Ribbon base, Violet goes to talk with Red and Black. Initially, Red doesn't care about the young lad, but once Violet brings up the fact that the kid might have a power to become a superpowered giant monkey, Black also takes interest. Violet also brings up the fact that Kakarot is smaller than him, someone he can boss around that's smaller than him, basically make Commander Red feel tall. Commander Red finally allows them to keep the kid. However, it will be their responsibility to raise the child into being basically their soldier. After a few days, Kakarot is finally healed up and now has a power level of 3. After Goku is healed up, Black and Violet come visit him and take him away. Okay, so Goku's gonna need a new name for this timeline since, he never met Grandpa Gohan. And what I came up with, since the Red Ribbon Army is basically just colors, in this timeline, he is going to be called Orange. Main reason is because it's a color, and the second reason is a reference to Goku's old gi, the one from the original timeline. I was going to originally call him Black, but Black already exists, and I want to kind of reference Goku Black, but that's not possible here, so. Now we're gonna do a basic time skip to the beginning of Dragon Ball, to be honest. Okay, so during those 9 years that were missing, if I'm doing my math correctly, the 9 years before Dragon Ball started, Black and the rest of the high-ranking members trained Goku to become the strongest person on the planet. For those wondering if I'm gonna make Goku use guns and knives, I won't. But he did learn how to use ki and create a technique where he can shoot energy balls out of his fingers, which I will call the Spirit Gun. Goku has also learned how to use some of General Blue's psychic powers, but they're very basic. He can't do as much as he can. Okay, so now for the Pilaf Saga, the beginning of Dragon Ball. they don't do anything. Mainly because they didn't do anything in the original, so they're not really gonna do anything here. So let's just go over what happens to Bulma in this timeline. In this timeline, Bulma gets the Dragon Ball from Gohan, beats Oolong, and gets robbed and saved by Yamcha. But ultimately, Pilaf steals the Dragon Balls and makes his wish for world domination. And unfortunately, Yamcha and Bulma die in this timeline. And now that Pilaf has used the Dragon Balls for world domination, Red doesn't want to fight against Pilaf until the Dragon Balls are active again. So for a year, they're not gonna have much to do. And it's around this time where Goku meets two new people that will join his gang. The human version of 16 and 8. Why would 16 join? I think he would see Goku and think that this little kid is so powerful and he'd be really impressed. He'd, want to be like him. As for 8, I think he sees the potential in Goku and he would want to make Goku use his power for good rather than evil. So that's why he's tagged along. The team on their way back from a supply run do come across a blue-haired woman being harassed by some police officers. 8, being the nice guy he is, asks Goku to step in and do something. Violet and 16 tell him not to do anything, she's not worth their time. Goku, however, ultimately does what 8 asks him to do. He goes over there and kills the 2 cops. Launch thanks him for saving her, and he just gives her a cold stare. 8 walks over to Launch and offers that she stays with them so she can somewhat lay low against the authorities. After all, they hear that the new Queen is ruthless. She won't want to get caught and killed. Launch does agree to join them and be unofficially part of the Red Ribbon Army. So Launch joins the team on their adventures. I think that Launch, at least the blue-haired version, would be a great counter to Violet, with Launch being a kinder and nicer mother figure to Goku. So for the 21st World Tournament, I think that pretty much stays the same, because I don't think Pilaf would put an end to the tournaments. I don't really see why he would. I will say that Goku still joins the 21st World Tournament because of Violet's greedy side. Basically, she's very money hungry. So before the tournament actually begins, on their way inside, both Goku and Krillin bump into each other. They both give each other death stares before 8 and Master Roshi call them over and basically stop anything from happening. The first match between Krillin and Bacterium stays the same. The only thing is that Goku yells out, "Hey idiot, it's all inside your head. You don't have a nose." The second round is between Jackie Chun and 16, because Yamcha is obviously dead in this timeline. So basically Jackie Chun obviously wins that, with 16 being just slightly above the average human. But once 16 does get defeated, he goes over to Goku and asks if he can train together, so he can be strong too. And Goku just kind of shrugs and says sure, whatever. The third fight between Nam and Ranfan stays the same as in canon. There's no difference there. The final match in the quarterfinals is Goku versus Giran, which pretty much stays the same until Goku throws Giran out of the ring. Giran uses his wings to fly, but then Goku uses the General Blue power where, he stops, he immobilizes the person, causing that Jiren basically falls and gets eliminated. The semifinals also stay the same. The only difference is that when Goku kicks Nam out of the ring, he breaks a few bones in the process. The Goku versus Jackie Chun fight stays the same pretty much until Jackie Chun does the Thunder Shock surprise. Goku in this timeline, he doesn't wait for Master Roshi to charge it up. He kicks Jackie Chun straight in the face, and which causes Jackie Chun to stumble back a bit, almost out of the arena. But then Goku runs at him and tries using his paralyzing eyes to stop Jackie Chun in place, and tries to punch him in the gut. But Jackie Chun is able to dodge it just in time, causing Goku to fall over the edge and lose. We end this part with a time skip a few days later after the tournament, with Commander Red waging war on Pilaf's entire planet.